Hey traders, this is Ron Haydat, Market Tamer. Happy hump day. Hope you had a great day. As always, nothing in this presentation shall constitute a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Trading stocks and options involves risk, and specific financial issues should always be addressed with your financial advisor. The major indexes really didn't move much today, so we're just going to jump right into stocks and stocks to watch. First up is Apple. After it had the earnings move, we had a nice follow through. This is still a bull flag. Yeah, we went down yesterday. We bounced just a little bit today. It was 14 cents. As long as we stay above the 5-day EMA, which is in blue, or if I wanted to switch that to an 8-day EMA, that's fine too. We stay above those two. The bulls have a short-term day-to-day trend. If we get below the blue line, just go right to the red for technical support. That is the 20-day EMA. And 3D Systems had a really good day today. Stock was up 32% over $4 on massive volume. In fact, I'd have to go back to a 5-year chart, even using weekly options with the next target around, ballpark $22. That's substantially higher than where we are now. And before we get into a lot more overhead supply, you're talking 50, maybe 30 something, but it's really up in the 50 area. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. If there's follow through, that's going to look really good. I would want a positive close tomorrow or maybe a doji, but then pretty much an immediate up move. And then I could consider something like maybe an 8-day EMA as a potential trailing stop or even a 5-day. But this was huge. We also, if you look back here, these are all higher lows. Big swing low here, big swing low here, and then a bunch in here. So this bodes well for this particular stock. VSI is not something that comes across our desk very often. This is Vitamin Shop. You've probably seen them at the malls. If I go back 5 years on VSI, today was a 32% jump, $2.60. But the upside targets here can really be interesting. We're already on going back into 2017? We're already here to that consolidation for a couple months, and we finished near the highs of the day. That tells me, from a personal perspective, there's not going to be a ton of overhead supply. I think we're going to have to get back up towards 20. Now, that could be literally 100% higher as a possible potential technical target. Not saying it's ever going to get there. If I go back to a daily chart using 5 years and then I zoom in, you can see this is where we are. We're already in this overhead supply area. If we pound through this around 1250, then 1920 is even a bigger target at that stage. So it does look good right now. If we take a look at ALB, which is Albemarle. This is a 5-year daily chart. Nice little gap today. Volume was good, but it wasn't epic. But we took out some previous highs in here. This is the next one, which coincides with the low around 105. Above 105, then we come down to the gap down from earnings back in January, and then the attempt at a rally up to the gap in February, which is like 118. So above 105, 118 becomes the target. Of those three on the upside, I like Triple D and VSI the best right now. Now, some stocks that had some trouble. Here's Newell Rubbermaid. This is a 5-year chart. We're at 5-year lows. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to have to go back to 10 years. This is going to be a monthly chart. And you're talking 15 to 10. This stock was just at $50 a share a year ago. Now we're at 20, and the downside target's 25 to 50% lower. That's pretty much catastrophic right there. Again, long puts can be lifesavers. They just had earnings. Let me actually go back here and do a 1-year daily on Newell. But you can see here was earnings. Stock was around 26. Now you're at 20. These puts I would want to keep in play because who knows if this selling just keeps persisting. How about SFLY? We have not looked at this one in a while. Down 5% today. What's noticeable here is it gapped up at 90, and then they just sold this thing 9 ways to Sunday. However, volume was not extraordinarily high. It was 3 million shares, but it wasn't epic. The target right now is the 50-day. Well, that's still 10% lower. The 50-day, below the 200-day in purple. So the 200 days of purple is the purple moving average. We get below that, which is 10% lower. Then you're talking about a gap fill down in the 50s. Again, not saying it's going to get there, but these are the downside targets. So today was a big deal on that kind of reversal. They were not buying it. They were selling it once the stock opened. Here is SINA, S-I-N-A. Stock did the similar thing. It gapped up, ended up finishing down 7%. This stock was as high as 85 bucks and then as low as below 75. Huge reversal here. I'd have to go back 5 years on SINA to try to find some good support. And where does that come in on a weekly chart? The 200 period moving average on the weekly, which is 60, $15 or 20% lower. And then if we look at FOSL, last but not least here, this is FOSL. If you remember back, this is a while ago, we talked about FOSL being bullish. Well, now it's starting to roll over. So let's go into a 5-year daily. Here we go. Stock was on a long-term downtrend. It gapped up, came into moving averages, and then it just started running. Well, now we're setting lower highs and we're breaking moving averages. The downside technical target is the 200-day simple moving average on the daily chart. That's 15 bucks, $8 lower or 30%. So there's a lot of stocks that have huge upside targets, but I just gave you 4 that have some massive downside targets too. So that's it. I wish you guys a fantastic rest of the day and a great tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video.